Hello and welcome, my Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and twin flame relationships. Welcome to your September 2019 reading. I am your reader, Chelsea Handler. No, Chelsea Handler of Pisces. She has the same degree, her Pisces Sun is the same degree as my Pisces Moon, so I'm feeling her, particularly today. This is the last reading in the series. You know, I'm a Virgo. I do things zodiacally speaking in order. So this run has been great. The series has been really good. It's the most cards I've done, I think, 24 cards in total for one of these spreads. It was a spread that was really an extrapolation of something I've been doing for myself for a while. So it was really good. The feedback, the comments. I've been getting, messages from people on Facebook. You can always follow me on Facebook if you like, Instagram and all that. You can also catch stuff on Twitter, because I post to all three usually simultaneously. But if you would like to, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. My numbers are going up. I'm getting like 1 or 2 a day, which is kind of cool. I mean, I've had this channel for 3 years, more than that, but I only started doing the readings a month and a half ago, and it's really reaching people. I'm shooting for 1,000. I don't know that I'll monetize. I don't know that I want to do that, because I think you have to change your content. Like, you can't curse, and fuck that. Right? I'm gonna be 51 this Friday, right? I'm like, I always heard that once you turn 50, something shifts in you and you don't give a shit what people think anymore. It's like, I was born 50% that way, so there's no percentage left of that. I mean, I'm still courteous and my conduct as a Virgo, I try to be kind and compassionate and all that I do. That's just part of my spiritual path, because thinking it ain't enough, right? You got to incarnate it. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? You got to do the best you can. So I don't know about the monetization. I don't think I will, but I would like to, hit 1,000 so that I can do other stuff on the channel. So help me out. Help a brother fishy out. Well, fishy moon. That's a fishy moon. So let's get down to business. Just to say quickly, though, if you have not yet watched the video that I did about a month ago, clarifying twin flames, soulmates, and true lovers, please watch it. It's the first link in the box underneath the description for this video in the description box. Meanwhile, my boys are having fun in the living room right on the other side of this camera. You probably hear them skittering around. There's probably a cloth mouse involved, right? A cat toy involved. So just have a look at that, because the definitions of twin flames that I am working with here, a little bit different from what has gone on really for over a century, I believe, if not longer. That twin flames are transformative soul contracts made prior to your incarnation, sort of written into the script of the divine plan, that these relationships teach you how to love yourself, how to heal yourself, how to set boundaries, how to shift boundaries, all that self-love stuff, all that self-development stuff, because by contract, they can't really give you what you want them to give you, and nor can you them. That you have to give that to yourself. Now, don't worry, the soulmates part of it is those soulmates are satisfying. Those are contracts that help you heal, help you love. It's a different dynamic. Twin flames burn, fire, they're alchemical. The crucible in a furnace, right? They burn out of you the patterns that will transform. Is probably a prettier image for the water signs, but just saying. So just go watch the video. Like, pause it, go watch it, come back. I mean, and I'm funny through all of this. My sense of humor at this point, well, if you knew my family, you'd get it. We have a genetic twisted sense of humor. But it's just I've been through hell and back so many times that I own property in the underworld now. And rental, at least I'm making a return on my investment for all the time down there. But to me, the underworld is not really hell. It's let's just say it's the depth of the collective, right? Long story. I am a mystic. I'm a spiritual teacher and a reader. Please go check out, by the way, the About Mark link down there too. It'll take you right to my website. There's a store there. You can check out my stuff. All right, enough pitching, but really do check out, because you might be like, that's not what a twin flame is. Well, I explain it in there that this is a newer version, inspired actually by KAHN, the spiritual teacher, who's amazing. Go check out his channel. He's great. MATTKAHN. Let's dive in. We're starting out with the Caroline Mace archetype deck. All of the decks that I'm using are listed in the description box below. So what we're going to do here is we're going to call to first my collective pantheons of angels, gods, and masters who've already tuned me to in the shuffling and blessing of the decks before I hit record. My angels, gods, and masters, please, one card. What is the dominant archetype, the soul power to be refined, alchemized from lead to gold for the Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and twin flame relationships for September 2019? Darlings, the addict. Now, let me be clear. We all have addictions. We all have addictions. Now, I can feel people wanting to click off right now, but let me tell you, I don't know anybody who doesn't have an addiction. I know people who are addicted to being right, that when they're found out wrong, they go through withdrawal. So you can be an addict for attention. There's all sorts of stuff there. And, you know, by the way, I learned this from an astrologer a long time ago because I have a Pisces moon. She said that the two fish of the Pisces is the mystic and the addict, right? Because the mystic develops an intimate relationship with the divine. Therefore, their cup, we have the opportunity as the mystics to connect with the divine love, true love. Twin flames are necessary contracts on the path of true love to learn how to bring the divine into yourself. And it's so funny that we do it from below, where really it's from the core outwards. We are divine love. But if we don't do that, we tend to attach what are called false idols. So this is my salvation. This will save me. This will heal me. This will heal me. And I'm not saying don't take your meds. Take your meds. You know, you have a headache, take an aspirin. I'm a big Alka-Seltzer fan. That stuff works really well for me, right? Alkalinizes the system. And I bless it and I make it holy water. Why not, right? Blessed be the salt. Blessed be the water, right? So again, that's another way for me to like integrate my mysticism in, even when I'm using and needing external things like saying grace and blessing your food. So there's a lot there. There's a huge power. If you can alchemize even a little bit of the addict archetype from lead to gold, it can shift your entire world. It can bring such healing to you and everybody else around you. So let's look at the other. By the way, there will be 3 lines of information. If you've already watched your other signs, you know this, but maybe a Pisces is watching this, you know, for the first one. First line of information will be 1 card from each deck. 3 decks are clarifiers. You'll see that. The first one is for you. The second one is for the twin. The other in the relationship. And the third is overall for the relationship itself. But we're going to build it vertically this way. Virgo, Durgo. By the way, it's your full moon this month. It's the moon I was born on, right? I was born Virgo, Sun, Pisces moon. So I'm very stoked to do this. And the last, you know, sometimes we save they save the best for last. So here we go. My pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, please. You told me to take as long as it takes for these readings to be done, and I get why. I'm feeling it on this one. Please, particularly with that addict, I feel it, please. An archetype. What is the dominant archetype? The soul power to be alchemized from lead to gold for the twin in this Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for September 2019. The athlete. Good. Good. And it's light. Good, 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 good. All right. Now, don't go literal on this, right? It's like, if you don't like jocks, I get it, right? And by the way, jocks is now gender neutral in my mind. No such thing as a jockette. What the hell's a jockette, right? The athlete is a magnificent action family archetype. The addict is, I believe, wild card off the top of my head. I mean, it's enough to know archetypes and then remember what families they are. That's a bit much for the mind to juggle, particularly when I'm reading Pisces energy. But that's like really, 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 really good. You'll see, I'm going to read the definitions once I get this last one on the table, which is for the twin flame relationship itself. So please, would you please? Hold the same foot at the same time. My kids are falling off. I do believe I could get work as a Madeline Kahn channel, just saying. Okay, please, my collective pantheon of angels, gods, and masters. Yes, let's keep it light, shall we? I am the light I am. Please, what is the dominant archetype? The soul power to be developed perhaps in both of these twins. but for the relationship overall, as though it were a third person, the relationship itself. What is the dominant archetype, the soul power to be alchemized from lead to gold in this Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign collective twin flame relationship for September 2019? Here we go. The Prince. I have the Prince, not in the not in Pisces, but I have the Prince archetype lifelong. It's my Kronos masculine family archetype. Very romantic. The word romance is written right on the card. So I'm going to read that one last of the three just because I want to do them in the order that I did them. The Addict, right? So keep this in mind. Take a deep breath, Pisces. The light attribute helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Now, by the way, not just in you, in others. Now, you might not confront them directly, but you might have to confront. It's like, oh, this is a codependent pattern, right? Because what are we looking at here? Yes, there could be drugs, there could be alcohol. You know, what about just being a plain old workaholic? Plenty of people turn to work or working out. No, you know, not anything working out. I do yoga, I try and do it every day, particularly when I'm sitting and doing this stuff a lot. I get cricks in the back, right? Well, athlete, right? But why wouldn't that be another source of addiction, something that you can have control over instead of dealing with what's going on inside? So do get that you might be confronting it in another, but in a twin flame relationship, you're going to have to look at your own addictions because everybody has them. And, you know, this doesn't mean that you have the addict archetype lifelong. That's why when I draw the card, right, when I shuffle the card, it's like that's dominant for this month. So, you know, if you're having addictive cravings for this person, for example, know that it really ultimately isn't about them. It's something inside. Okay, so I didn't read the shadow. Here we go. Shadow attribute. Compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. Now that's a mouthful. That's a mouthful of truth. I could understand why people would want to spit that out, but an addiction really is your spirit. Your inner spirit is saying, you know, no, I am good enough. This is fine. This will all work itself out. But some external circumstance triggers you so heavily that it has power over that spirit inside of you, keeping you centered, whole, and complete, goes there. It's called giving your power away. It's giving your power away to an external, right? And everybody's got them. Everybody's got them. I'm not going into what mine are here because you're not here to actually have a confidential conversation because I don't talk about that shit unless it's confidential. Well, yeah, I do like my cigarettes and my coffee. That's enough for now. Okay, now for the twin, this athlete, like I said, this is a very powerful kind of really lovely in its light, really toxic in its shadow. Action, family, archetype, light attribute. Dedication to transcending physical limits, totally makes sense, including handicaps, totally makes sense. Development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. Now, personal willpower, the power of choice and strength of spirit. For instance, I do have the athlete archetype in tandem with my artist. The artist is dominant, the athlete secondary. So when I am writing, when I'm doing these videos, it's like I'm in, not only am I competing against what? My own self, to push myself to the next level, even the prayers I do, may this be the best reading I've ever done. Not that I will ever do, but it's always that intention of going a little bit better, even if it's a little bit better, and sometimes that's a lot a bit better, right? A quantum jump, so to speak. So if you feel that, it's like that dedication. And in between, what do? You know what I do? I watch readings on YouTube because I get inspired. And to watch these people who don't even know who the fuck I am read me for filth, I'm like, well, I'm doing that for other people too. So it's just really inspiring, but it's still training. Or I'll go do yoga, or I'll pet a kitty cat. Come sit with me, Melky. Come on up. My youngest. He's so sweet. Come on, baby. Oh, my cigarettes are on the shit. Oh, come up this side. Come on. He's my baby, my Taurus. You lay down, be a good boy. So sweet. I love them so much. So that's the light. The shadow attribute. It's going to be fun to see what he does. The camera's right there. I can see what he's doing. The shadow attribute of the athlete archetype. Here, ready? We've seen this a lot in the media. Misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends. False sense of invulnerability and entitlement. Well, I am an athlete, therefore I can fill in the blank and get away with it. But you know, have you noticed that people ain't getting away with shit no more? Good, right? Well, we could talk about fifth dimension and all that stuff, but I'll save that for another video because this is about you. The overall archetype. Oh, by the way, I want to say the addict and the athlete, aside from assonance, which is wonderful, that really this person could go the long run. Remember, you can be married to somebody in a twin flame relationship. And the reason why I'm even going to marriage is because of the Prince archetype, that there's a romance thing here. But just because the person is a twin flame doesn't mean that the relationship can't serve its purpose if you understand the purpose and play along, play the game. Athlete cross watcher, if you're watching this, right? A huge opportunity that they have the strength to do it, but they have to be on board, and that's what the rest of this spread will help clarify. So the Prince archetype, I love the Prince, light attribute, romantic charm and potential for power, right? I have that Prince in terms of my masculination. I have this potential, but will I yang masculine energy, bring it into form, take action? Shadow attribute, using power for self-aggrandizement. And you know, like, think of the Prince of Darkness, right? Think of one who has that power. Princes get it through inheritance. There are different ways to become king. And remember, this is gender neutral, these archetypes are totally not about bodily gender at all. Otherwise, we're looking at a man in this one, we're looking at a man in this one, and we're looking at a man in this one. No. This is gender neutral. This is about archetypal dynamic and the characteristics of the family in which the archetype resides. Excuse me for a moment. My mom sent me some really delicious honey for my birthday, and I put it in my coffee. Really haven't had that many colds and flus since I started doing that. Thanks, Jean, if you're ever watching this, although you're a Cancerian. I don't know why you'd be watching the Pisces one. Let's get our second line here, because really that Prince saying that this overall relationship, there is a potential for a romantic power here, right? Romantic charm, that there's something charming here, that there's something like princes, like the Don Juans, have that power of seduction. Like, here's the shit. You ready, my fishy brothers and sisters? I have the Prince Charming archetype, but it seems to only work on women. I'm gay. So unfair, but I get it. Like, I totally get it. I totally get it. Because I ain't never gonna sleep with my female students or clients, right? So I can be that, but it's just an interesting archetype to have. Any of the royals, the princess is a little tricky. They're all tricky, right? The queen, the king, the knight, the fool. They're an interesting family, though they are in different families. You see, like, just fascinating. But that's the Virgo mind. But you can't just do archetypal work with just your mind. It has to penetrate the heart. It has to go into the soul for you to actually do the work and feel which archetypes are truly yours. And it took me years to get my 3 rings together, what I call my pantheon of 12. There's a lot of deep soul searching there. So speaking of soul searching, Melchior. He's not an outdoor cat that wants to go outside. He's like, you're like 6 years old. No. Come on up here. Lay down, lay down. Come on. Look at me doing my cigarettes again. Lay down, lay down. Go CPCPs. You smoke a boy? Down, okay. Thank you. Bear with my angels. They're smiling. My angels, please. I would guess you're Gabrielites. Portal of the West. There he goes again. I guess the angels. He's like, angels, Gabrielites, run. Up. Let's see if that one comes back around. My angels, please. A card. A piece of your guidance and grace for this Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and Twin Flame relationships for September 2019. Dreams. Now, not a shock for Pisces, right? Dreams. But just to say at this point, they're not just about nocturnal dreams. I've been saying this a lot lately, and then I started dreaming a little bit more. Like, I'm more catching dream imagery and meditation than waking up out of a dead sleep and remembering dreams. So pay attention to that. I mean, Pisces, come on, you're the 12th house. It's the ocean that connects to really the underworld, the collective unconscious. It's the element of water that the deeper you go, the more you cross the river Styx into the unconscious mind. It's into the collective. But for me, that can also mean about that dream you want to come true, because Pisces, we got them. We got those dreams we want to come true that maybe we've been trying to manifest and all of that, particularly in a divine connection relationship, a sacred contract base, something on the path of true love. Now, like I say in every reading, this need not necessarily be romantic, but I'm just going to say with that prince thing there. I mean, yes, it could also if the king and the queen were to show up here. And there are no knights, kings, and queens in the tarot deck. They're maidens, mothers, and crones. But we'll see how it goes. As now I ask the angels, please, there you are. One card, please, for the twin in this Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for September 2019. Well, power. Power. Okay, so with that athlete, yeah, I got a good feeling about that. But, you know, power is neutral. How do you channel it? Oh, where's my lighter? This is a lame lighter to do it with. This is it. Behold the black lighter of power. Okay, ready? Pop quiz. Good or evil? How you use it, right? I could light a tea light and bless you with it, or I could set your house on fire. It's like totally about how you channel it. So that athlete, right? What was that about their misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends? So can you imagine that amplified with power? But that could be what they're dealing with here as well. And don't worry, we have clarifiers. So my angels, please, one more, same thing. Overall, what is your guidance, your grace about this Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship itself for September 2019? Ooh, it's about trust. I mean, it can be a trust issue. We don't know yet. But with dreams, you know, you got dreams and trust. Trust your dreams. Athlete, trust your power, right? Could be. You know, I try not to, I mean, this isn't a game like, what is it? This isn't Wheel of Fortune where we're trying to guess what it is before all the letters are up. Wait till all the letters are up. That's why it's called a reading. Thank you. Yeah, the angels. Oh, now the gods for this one. Oh, Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. There are two goddesses that sit in my throne for Pisces, as it would make sense to fish. One is Diana. This is my Ring of Diana. It's a blue goldstone, I think it's called. Why can't I get you to point right? See, that's why if you're going to be a lantern, you have to have it on the middle finger. It's easier to aim. And there we go, right? But it's sparkly. So that's for Diana, my natal mother. And this one here is for Circe. More of an enchantress, but truly a goddess in her own right. Yeah. Go read the Odyssey. You're not familiar with Circe, or if you are a Wonder Woman enthusiast as I am, you know who Circe is, right? Turning men into pigs since the Bronze Age. Turning men into pigs is cake. It's turning them back. That's the hard part. Welcome to twin flame relationships, right? Past lives. Oh my goodness gracious. Sometimes all they need is a little push. So it is to them I ask, my gods and my goddesses, please, a piece of your guidance and grace for the Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this twin flame relationship for September 2019. We've got the Addict here with dreams, a piece of your divine goddess guidance and grace. Hecate, the Scorpio card. So yeah, Scorpio, money, sex, power, other people's resources. This is absolutely connecting into the collective of, I will say, humankind. I don't know all of life. This does not feel like it's, you know, the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the clouds up above and a thing called love. But this is about a thing called love. That there's an opportunity here with that Scorpio card to go deep and transform. That's my annual patron this year, Hades. But Hecate actually hangs out with Hera and Hecate. That's how they reveal it to me. I'm going with it. If it's all just archetypal lens for the one light, I'm cool with that because they seem to be cool with that. We're all one, but that doesn't mean there aren't unique manifestations of the one, which we all are. Talk about the collective, where, you know, all rivers run to the sea eventually. We all return home to the one eventually, because all of this has happened in an instant that never truly occurred. Yes, I have a big background and training in A Course in Miracles. Non-dualism, pure non-dualism. I'm a pure non-dualist witch with a nice sense of humor about it all. Isn't it good? Oh, I got a head bonky. Oh, I love you too, Spirit. He's so good. My little one. He's a moose. He's a bull in Taurus. All on his terms. Exactly how it should be. Diana, Cersei, please. That was wonderful. That Scorpio card. I can't wait to clarify that now. Yeah, I'm a Pisces moon. I'm trying not to take it personally, but I can feel this. Please, one card for the twin in this Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and twin flame relationships. Please, a piece of your goddess guidance and grace. September 2019 for the twin. The Empress. Okay, so now we've got a divine feminine energy here, very strong. I do agree with what I have heard, that the Empress, I can feel that the Empress is the combination of all of the queens in the tarot, but with this deck, it jumps around. The Maiden, Mother, and Crone. The way that Fiona Morgan did it is just genius, but it's really outside the norm. So even the deck, I mean, I'm not your average anything apparently. So even the decks I use are different than the norm. But it really allows you to go into these angles of interpretation and get some interesting detail there. So, you know, if you're not familiar with the Emperor, I mean, it's the Earth Mother, which can make sense with the athlete as well. But there is a strong presence of abundance here, a strong fertility of that potential being developed. We have a dominance display going on upstairs as the Tower card flips out. Boys, come on. Oh, they're making me be mama tonight. I have a king-size bed. And yet when I lay down, there's hardly any room for me. There might as well be dogs. Oh, Diana. Mama, could you just check in on my boys? Cersei, you want to take this one? May they be safe. May they be blessed. May my boys be blessed with the grace of protection, the grace of healing, the grace of reverence, and all the love there is for them, for the well-being of all. Thank you, Mama. Please, Diana and Cersei, my gods, a piece of your guidance and grace, your insight, your goddessly guidance and grace for this overall Pisces collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for September 2019. The relationship overall is the Emperor. Oh, which we got the Empress and the Emperor. That is the first time that has happened in any of these readings. Holy crap. Holy, except I put them in the wrong thing. Now, the thing is that the Emperor is in the relationship itself. So it's not like you had the Emperor, the twin had the Empress, or vice versa. But we are really talking about a divine feminine, divine masculine balance here. And that's the thing. Maybe right now things are so on the internal, so on the yin, that it's like the overall relationship for September is really moving in that direction then of moving on, taking action with trust. Oh, with the Prince. Oh, so we got the Prince and the Emperor. See what I mean? It's like, let the letters fill in. So really, so we got Hecate here, right? Queen of the Crossroads, going within. There, if the Eight of Cups shows up, withdrawal, which it hasn't, right? All the three tarot cards that I'm using, that she withdraws into a cave, and I believe this is the cave. You see at the top with the moon shining through, that's the cave. It is the descent into the underworld. It's Scorpio, but certainly dealing with hidden emotions, hidden stuff that for the addict archetype makes sense, right? Because what do we ever try to medicate with anything? The pain that we don't want to deal with, right? But remember, there's a difference between pain and suffering, and I would suggest reading up, watching some videos from Eckhart Tolle about the pain body and what pain is and what suffering is. You know, you may not agree with him, but I think his experience and his definition of it is incredibly helpful in understanding the difference, which I'm not going to go into here too much. And then for this athlete, it's just interesting when I tune to this, that there is love here. There is a strength of unconditional love. So if we can really take this twin athlete out of the idea of like sports, that physical athleticism, then with this power, like I'm not doing this one line as divine masculine, one line as divine feminine. Because we all have masculine, feminine energies. That I would say that there's a strong, powerful, divine feminine here, although I have to say, you're looking at Scorpio, right? A feminine side. Half the signs are masculine, half the signs are feminine. The water and the earth signs are feminine, the air and the fire signs masculine. So that this internal nature here. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean a lesbian relationship. Please, we are not talking about bodily gender. We are talking about yin and yang, which is why I prefer that terminology. But, you know, here in the West, we have to say masculine, feminine. So mote it be, right? Whatever. Who cares? What are words for when no one listens anymore? You better like, if you know that song, then you're from my era. Okay. Yeah, and they send me songs all the time, all day long. The Masters. Now, the shuffle and the blessing for this was really lovely with them, because this whole series, I feel like, because we're talking about twin flames, which are soul contracts, like I've got the soul contract division lawyers, right? It's like the lawyers in the firm that, you know, are specifically, they specialize only in twin flame law, right? Twin flame contract law. So let's see here. You know what? I completely inverted these. As much as my Pisces wants to go with the flow, the Virgo's like, that's not in alignment. My Masters. Hi, please, a piece of your guidance and grace for this Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this twin flame relationship that's got the addict and dreams and this Scorpio Hecate thing going on. Please clarify. Piece of your guidance and grace for September 2019. Well, responsiveness, okay? Now, responsiveness is different than reaction. Like reactiveness, if you wanted to play with the language there, that would be reaction, like reflex. Response is like, how do I want to respond? How do I want to respond? That if there's an invitation, right? They're like, come to me, right? And you're like, yes! Running downhill, which is really easy to do, right? Kind of like that feeling, because the receptivity itself is divine feminine, right? It's the magnetic, where the masculine is electric, right? Yang. I get it. Particle and wave. Yeah. Man, the quantum that they bring into this stuff while I'm doing these is kind of mind-blowy, but that's why I'm glad I'm doing Pisces. My Masters, please clarify for this twin in this Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for September 2019. A piece of your guidance and grace. Well, adventure. You got an athlete, an Empress athlete of power, or an athlete of Empress power on an adventure. Now, I gotta say, this, we'll see that third card down. You know, this is the Chuck Spezzano love pack. This has practically half the deck of these problem cards that I call the sacred womp womps, right? Sacred, really, truly, in the sense that they're scripted, right? It's things you have to deal with on the path to true love in general. Really, all of my readings are about path to true love, even if it's about finance, right? Does not matter. Well, that's the lens I'm looking at my spiritual path through. And I recommend it. Changes your, because then you can have a true love relationship with money, right? So is money your twin flame relationship? Maybe maybe I'll do a quickie series on that next. We'll see. All right, my Masters, there you are. Please, a piece of your guidance and grace for this Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign relationship. This twin flame relationship. There we go. The Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign for September 2019. was wondering. Revenge. Revenge, revenge, revenge. Now, there's one like this called cynicism, where there are two people making out on a bench, and she's, I wonder if it's the same chick, and she's like dumping garbage on them. Well, this one's a little bit more severe. She won't drop a rock on them till a landslide brought them down. Yeah. Okay, now I'm not going to go so far as to say this is a revenge fuck, because no. But with that Scorpio card, they're not so sure. Really, okay. That the masterful grace being given to you here is that really between each of you individually where you are right now, you're sort of up for this, but there's an element of revenge here in terms of, well, that would affect the trust and the taking action of the prince. So like, this is an interesting thing. I'm not going to call it exactly. I'm not going to call it right now. We've got so much more to look at here, but that is really like, it's an intellectual question mark, but I feel it. I guess that's what I'm saying. The intuitive part is like, I feel it, because that's the overall relationship itself, that there's an element of revenge in here. That's tricky, right? That's tricky. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with the linear process here to really add some more here. So this is the first of the three new decks that I've brought in. Cosmic Deck of Initiation and a mandala like with some words on it, sort of like angel cards, but really interesting. And they've been blessed as the angel cards, the Doreen Virtue Healing with the Angels Oracle. Bless them at the same time with the angels, and then the one I do the same with the ones for the Daughters of the Moon and the Spezzano pack. That revenge thing, I don't want to say it's stuck in my craw, but that's what it is. I feel it in my second chakra. It's bothering me. That bothers me. Coco Peru, bless her soul. Let's have a look at the dreams here then. Let's get back up into that energy here. My angels, please. Card of Clarity, a piece of your guidance and grace for this Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this twin flame relationship. Please clarify the dreams. Well, guardian angel. Now, this is a hard card to see, right? So I'll turn it that way. There we go, right? Because it is that mandalic star, I guess you could say. But the guardian angel is the higher self. So we are talking about a spiritual download here, that your higher self is involved. And remember, yes, through the subconscious dreams, through, forever young, just like write down every dream you can remember and, analyze the crap out of it. But that's a step. Those are symbols, right? But that you're downloading stuff in your dreams, if that is the case. Higher fifth dimensional codes, if you want to call them. But really, if the stronger feeling on that is that there's a dream you have that you want to that you really want to come true, a heart's desire kind of thing. I really do. I don't know for sure because I'm a mystic. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen? I mean, really, if it turns out to be aliens and UFOs after all of this, I'm just going to be like, really? I want to go higher than that, right? Like ray guns and shit. The guardian angel is the higher self, so it's sort of saying this is the part of you that understands the contract, and that your dreams are part of the personality contract. It's part of that's written into the character that you are playing from its point of view. So your dreams coming true, they may not manifest the way the ego wants them to. So may not see that the dream is manifesting, or that it's a hero's journey and that you're on your way there. And, I would say, what is this part of the hero's journey? It's descent into the underworld with that Hecate card, but we'll get there. Next, please, my angels, a piece of your guidance and grace for this power card, right? That power card for the athlete twin in this Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship, September 2019. Please, a piece of your guidance and grace. The golden rule. Now, why do I have a feeling that the balance of the golden rule for this athlete in the collective is probably 50-50, right? From the lead to the gold on that one. Oh, the golden rule. Thanks for the synchronicity on that. my angels, you know, it is about honor. Really, all of the archetypes are about how are you routing these powers through you. Are you doing it through honor or dishonor? But honey, we all do it in dishonorably. We all do it in the shadow at some point, if not in this life, then in others, whatever. It's part of all of the divine plan. So that they if they're really using their power ethically, and I think if you don't know that yet in this relationship, I have to say with the prince again, oh, the prince, questionable with trust, and then the emperor and revenge, that is really the relationship overall, but I get that in the atmosphere for this month, and it's like the relationship has its own atmosphere that the two of you dwell within, even when you're not face to face or near each other in physical proximity. Thank you. My angels, please then, can you clarify this trust card for this Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for September 2019? We've got this prince with the trust and the emperor card, pan and revenge. Can you please clarify that? Why do I feel that in my gut? September 2019. Initiation. Initiation. Now, initiation, you know, I didn't like that word because it always just made me think of frat boys and Bing cherries. Hazing and shit like that, but that's not really what it's about. Initiation means to initiate, to begin, right? You initiate a conversation, you toe-to-toe with trust, to initiate trust, and to trust an initiation, a process of beginning something. This angelic line does make sense. I will say here you are Pisces with dreams. Dreams are so Piscean energy, right? But with that guardian angel, that there's your fifth dimensional self, your higher self, your God self, your goddess self, your angelic self, whatever the hell you want to call it, whatever the heaven you want to call it, right? Really, and that the dreams, your heart's desires, you can, I heard this originally from Abraham Hicks, but it totally makes so much sense. You can't give up on your dreams. It tortures you to do that. That's like giving up on your path. But it sucks. I get it. I get it. The hero's journey sucks here, there, and everywhere. It's the path of true love, then being a lens through which to look at that spiritual journey. This is rough, particularly with that underworld thing there, but that can also mean that this is necessary alchemy because you've got the addict archetype. What is it that's is taking your power? What are you giving your power to? What has the power to command your spirit out of you? Yeah. And how will you respond? Here with, again, this athlete with the golden rule, like if I went purely intuitive on this, I'd be like, oh, what a cool person. Now I would say guy just because there's a guy in the picture, but really it's just like they're so powerful and they're doing the best that they can to do unto others as they would have them do unto them, which, you know, at this stage in the game, if this person is spiritually tuned to the divine mother, the empress, in that way, carrying that divine feminine, then there might be an empathic part of that as well. Let me keep my conduct, let me manage my power wisely and well for the well-being of all, because that certainly changes the adventure of it all. So I get that. It feels like a gem of a person. I would say he's a prince, but that's the relationship in general. But then really, I get this. Come on. To trust this initiation, that perhaps the relationship itself is an initiation ground where you are being put through tests. Tests for the prince. What? So will it use its power for self-aggrandizement? Now, what is self-aggrandizement? That's like saying pumping up self-importance. But the romantic charm and potential for power there, an initiation for that potential in the light, in the positive, to take action for this relationship, perhaps to move forward in that romantic power sort of way. And certainly with the Empress here, Pan, the divine masculine card, again right underneath in support of the Empress above in the second line for the twin, that there is a system, there is a path, there is a way of doing this honorably, wisely, and well in terms of action. So, I mean, he feels really connective in that with trust and initiation. But again, this remains, I'll be honest with you, intuitively unresolved for me. In other words, I don't know what that is. But we'll get to it in a little bit. Let me do, because I think you'll like these, the dream cards. Now, this is the last time I have to say this in the last reading. The dream deck, the dream pack, was given to me as a gift many years ago. I think my mom gave it to me for Christmas, a stocking stuffer or something. And they're about dream interpretation. And so I never really used them. I mean, I looked through them. Pictures are interesting. The descriptions on the back are nice. And while I'm shuffling, I can't read them because the print is so fucking tiny. So as a divination system, it works. And I gave it a shot. I did a couple of rounds for myself before this series. But I found that it really, really helps. It works, and I like it a lot. It's Jungian Freudian based, and I'm forever young, absolutely. 100% young. I have that song in my head. Okay, so, my God. So different when I tune to these two in particular. Diana and Cersei, please, one card of your guidance and grace to clarify this Hecate card, this Scorpio card for this Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this twin flame relationship for September 2019. Please, a piece of your guidance, grace, and clarity. The puppet. Uh-oh. 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 By their very nature, puppets or marionettes suggest manipulation and a lack of free choice on the person whose strings are being pulled. In your dream, were you the puppet or the puppeteer? Or were you a member of the audience? Now, again, this is, keep an eye out for your dreams. I mean, you did get the dream card too, so let's keep that in mind. Maybe you have had this dream. There might be some of you in the collective that know exactly what I'm talking about, because I don't. I don't dream that much. Are you a member of the audience? Did the puppet move in the way that the puppeteer intended, or did the strings become entangled? Could your dreams be urging you to address an imbalance of power in one of your relationships? An imbalance of power in the twin. You are at a crossroads. This is Scorpio, money, sex, and power. This is Hecate, and if she is dear to you, call to her. Here she's the Crone of Cups. To me, she is the keeper of the crossroads, the major decisions in life. Now, we'll see what other cards come up there, but could you feel the shift in that? Now, this is like, revenge. It's not pretty. Dish best served cold? I don't know. I think it's the best not served at all. But to love the part that is vengeful. That's what I have to do now. What, you think I can get away with? More powerful you get, it's like driving like a high formula automobile. It's like one little, just gotta be careful. Gotta make sure your conduct is in alignment with the highest truth you know. Your conduct can't be held responsible for conduct higher than what you're aware of, right? Higher truth than you're aware of. Everybody's in a learning curve. So please, feel that, the strings being pulled. And remember, that can also absolutely be about an external addiction pulling your strings. Yeah, I feel that. Oh no, not yet. Diana and Cersei, please. Card, piece of your guidance and grace for the twin, this athlete involved in this Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for September 2019. Please, a piece of clarity. Being chased, C-H-A-S-E-D, not C-H-A-S-T-E. Being chased, Scooby-Doo from room to room. So with this card of the Empress, right, being chased, dreams of being chased by an unseen but terrifying presence usually indicate that neglected aspects of the self are clamoring for our conscious attention. In Freudian psychoanalysis, confrontation rather than evasion is the strategy for coping with the return of the repressed. Likewise, in dreams, the fear of pursuit will often lessen if the dream self can turn and face the chaser. Come on, if you've ever seen a Nightmare on Elm Street flick. Were you able to identify who or what was hounding you? What might this represent at a conscious level? So this athlete here with this power, whether they're being chased by their, like, I don't necessarily get that you're chasing them, although with that addict there, you know, there is certainly that possibility. Are you chasing? You know, the chaser runaway dynamic, worth looking into. Google the runaway and the chaser. I got a lot of information from a Google search on that. I kind of knew what it was, but I already had a foundation for it. It's just a classic twin flame pattern. Now, maybe that's the case here, maybe it's not, because there is a card, push me, pull me, that would have come up in the love pack there that would have really given me on the nose. Yep, that's what it is. The runaway and the chaser, essentially, really quickly, that the runaway was, well, neglect or abuse either way, but they ran away usually from smothering, right? Where the chaser tends to have been neglected, right? So it's how neglect and abuse. That's why it would make sense that the runaway would run away from abuse. But the thing is, those are survival patterns within us that are supposed to be triggered in relationships so that we can confront that fear. So either way, whether you're triggering them and even if you are chasing them, my Pisceans, it's like this is a fear they have to face anyway. And really, the unconditional love of the Empress, right? That solidity, that solid ground, that fertility within them, just so important. If that's and that if they can take the adventure, if they can take the hero's journey on this, there's repressed stuff there. Oh, who doesn't have repressed stuff? Oh, please. Like I said in other videos, it's like we have stuff in our genetic ancestry, you know, patterns. We don't realize the vibrational nature of them. Scientists are pretty much looking at the chemical physiological aspects, but you know, what's the energetic dynamic of them, right? Some things are passed down through generation to generation, like fear, right? Our phobias can absolutely be passed down in the sense of going back, really, genetic memory, thousands and thousands of years, if not more. So, right, talk about Piscean collective. That's a lot of stuff there. And if we are the valves through which this stuff is healed and released, well, blessed be. You know, it's what we signed up for. And that's what twin flame relationships are for. It's turning up the heat. So, ladies, chatty, talk through me. That's the deal we have. Please. Diana and Cersei, please, one card. One card, please, is your guidance and grace to please clarify this Emperor card in this Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for September 2019. Death. Death. Okay. Wow. Now, look, there's a death card in tarot, we're all aware. Right? But death is rarely about physical death. But boy, with that revenge card here, for some reason the knot in the stomach just loosened a little bit. It ungordioned itself a touch. Death. The collective unconscious takes the long-term view on death, associating it with change rather than with finality. Thank you. There is no rebirth without death. Dreaming of death is often an expression of deep-seated anxieties within the dreamer. Are you approaching a period of transition that is worrying you? Perhaps retirement, a career change, or a move, or a relationship thing. In your dreams, were you the person who died, or was it someone else? Was there a funeral, a tombstone, or an obituary? What were your dream self's feelings? Relief, despair, terror? The masculine energy in this twin flame relationship is being transformed, or if you'd like to say it this way, that the divine masculine energy is transforming this relationship. That this is about not the death of the divine masculine aspect, because you know this thing of one's the divine masculine and one's the divine feminine. Look, Pisceans, you can feel the collective. You're natural born empaths, even if you don't necessarily know you have the skill, right? It is a skill. It's an intuitive skill. It's part of a first wave thing. We'll talk about that another time. My goodness, that the transformation of the in this relationship overall, with that trust, that if you guys can really, really trust that you're going through an initiation of death and rebirth, the ability to then act on the intuition, that the divine masculine and the divine feminine within each of you individually, right? Because like with my mom, I'm very much the prince. I call my mom Hera, the queen. I'm the prince, right? That's the masculine in me. But with the guy I love, and it's so funny because I'm a top, but it's like I'm just so the Pisces moon with him. I just want to like just swim and go deeper and deeper and deeper. So I'm definitely, if you like, the queen to his king. So we have both of those in us. So here we're talking about a real transformation, not just in this relationship for the divine masculine, if you want to identify it that way, the divine masculine in each of you individually, but in the collective itself. That's what I'm really feeling here, because just the dynamic of this reading altogether so far. Let us clarify these Chuck Spezzano cards, the love pack with the masters, because you know that card of revenge will be the third one I clarify. This is the Osho Neo Tarot deck. Not technically tarot. It does not have a major arcana, minor arcana, or court card system. They actually came out one with the Osho Tarot deck, Zen Tarot, I think it is, and it does have major, minor, and I have it, but it's just not one that I've worked with enough, or have not yet been guided to bring in here. If I ever really needed a good Eastern view, Eastern philosophy clarifier, I could use that, but it's just different. Their interpretations are kind of really different from a traditional, like Rider-Waite, Pamela Coleman-Smith based. So let's clarify. My masters, please, I know I do go on, I'm such a teacher. Please, my masters, a piece of your guidance and grace and clarity for this responsive card concerning this Piscean collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship in this twin flame relationship for September 2019. Self-acceptance. Oh, I like this one a lot. I know this card. That's just lovely, and that's actually going to go under that card of responsiveness. So a responsiveness from a place of self-acceptance, right? That's cool. So in terms of self-acceptance, right? Accept what we have kind of looked at gradually, you know, and you say, I accept. I really find that just say, it's okay. It's okay that we've got addictions. Everybody does. It's like talk to the one who's afraid of all of this, that inner child, because you're also talking to that within all of humanity. Please, let's whip these out for this adventure card. Please, same thing, my masters, for the twin. This twin in the twin flame relationship with this Pisces collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Please clarify what this card of adventure is about, a piece of your masterful guidance and grace. Come, yet again, come. I had a feeling when I said to this, come to me, that this card was going to pop out. There it is. This card has popped up a lot in these twin flame readings. Considering it's the first time I've ever used the deck, and considering I really shuffled, well, I shuffled them with blessings, but I shuffled the crap out of them. All of them I do that. Come, yet again, come. It's about a piece of Rumi poetry about the master, that the master always welcomes. So with that adventure, like, they are totally like, let's do this. Let's do this. But no, sorry, I know I'm not rushing. I mean, this, how long have we been going? Oh yeah, we're at 58 minutes so far, at least on my timer. So let's do this. This is the one. It does not feel like such the knot in my tummy anymore, my masters. So please, will you please clarify for this Pisces collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship overall? Please, a piece of your masterful guidance and grace. Please clarify what's going on with this card of revenge here in this relationship. Trust. They both say trust. Trust. Now I got Prince's Batman album in my head. Trust. Who do you trust? What do you trust? Can you trust this process? Have both of you been burned before? Has this relationship burned you both before? Is there a vengeance? Would you rather take vengeance and the path of wrath than trust? Luckily, we have this lovely little booklet. Oh, did I not grab it? Oh, poops. Oh, there it is. Hold on one second. Hold on. See it? Yeah, I'm wearing boxer briefs. They're camo, but I guess you saw them. I didn't hide them that well. This is the book that comes with, because each of these cards is about like a spiritual teaching, mostly Eastern, some Western. And the booklet has like a little italicized, like kind of brief description, and then the story itself. Oh, I turned to 29 when it's card 28. So I'll read you the first one. Self-acceptance. You can be no one but who you are, so relax. Existence needs you as you are. And it's really about like the tree comparing itself to the flower. The flower does not compare itself. I'll give you this. I have heard a king went into his garden and found wilted and dying trees, shrubs, and flowers. The oak said it was dying because it could not be tall like the pine. Turning to the pine, he found it dripping because it was unable to bear grapes. Oh, drooping. Sorry, not dripping. That would have been a little odd. He found it drooping because it was unable to bear grapes like the vine. And the vine was dying because it could not blossom like the rose. He then found one plant, heartsease, blooming and as fresh as ever. Upon inquiry, he received this reply. I took for granted that when you planted me, you wanted heartsease, Hearts-EASE. If you had desired an oak, a vine, or a rose, you would have planted them. So I thought, since I can be nothing but what I am, I shall try to be the best. Try to be that to the best of my ability, right? So self-acceptance, it's saying, look, so what? This is really coming from the place of the guardian angel, the fifth dimensional self, the higher self. You take its vantage point. You look down at the character. You're saying that you be open and responsive and say, honey, it's okay. We all have pain, but I'm here for you. I love you. I'm not here to heal you. I'm not here to transform you. I am here to love you, to embrace you. And the word for me for acceptance is not I accept you. It's okay. Like, think of the pain inside of you. And I love this. This is a Matt KAHN image. It's, yes, inner child work times a million in the collective. Like a 5-year-old child, terrified, in pain, afraid, right? Afraid of being manipulated again. It sucks to be manipulated the first time, but hey, it's the first time to be manipulated again, right? The worst thing than screwing it up is screwing it up again. So self-acceptance there, huge responsiveness will open up your energy field as this stuff alchemizes through you with the Scorpio card, cutting the strings of what has external authority over your spirit. Come, yet again, come. The only reason I'm going to read this from the book is because the poem, the Rumi piece, is just worth it. So, by the way, this has come up in a couple of these twin flame readings. So if that has happened, there's like a double message, triple message maybe, if you got all three of them. I forget which ones they're in. Card 59. Come, yet again, come. And this clarifies the adventure, which makes sense, right? And you with the responsiveness. This is for the twin. It does not matter what state you are in. It does not matter who comes. The master is always ready. Okay. There's a beautiful statement of Rumi, one of the greatest Sufi masters ever. Take it to your heart. Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of learning. It does not matter. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Come. Even if you have broken your vow 1,000 times, come, yet again, come. I'm telling you, this twin, this athlete twin, has the power, really. If they're alchemizing the golden rule, that might be exactly what they're struggling with. How to manage their power on this, but they're saying, come to be. Now, again, that really does speak of the divine feminine in terms of the receptive. It's not saying get over here. It's not a pulling of strings. It's saying come, come, yet again, come. Let's take this adventure. I'm up for this adventure. I'm willing to walk the path. Pretty cool. Now, finally, the revenge card. All right. You saw the card of revenge. Just really look here. Card 14. There's like jumping off a cliff kind of sort of with a woman in his arms. Card 14. Why do I have the feeling I should read all this regardless of how long it is? How long is it? Let's see. Let's take it as it comes. Trust. Trust. Okay, you see that? It's like, what's going on up there? He's carrying a woman, right? When you are in deep trust, the quality of trust transforms your life no matter what the circumstance. When Milarepa went to his master in Tibet, he was so humble, so pure, so authentic that other disciples became jealous of him. Oh, it was certain that he would be the successor, so they tried to kill him. Revenge fueled by the deadly sin of envy. Milarepa was very, very, very trusting. One day the other disciples said to him, if you really believe in the master, can you jump from the cliff? If trust is there, then nothing to it. No harm is going to happen. And Milarepa jumped without even hesitating for a single moment. The disciples rushed down. It was almost a 3,000-foot drop valley. Oh, if I tried that, there would be a trail of piss and shit all the way down. I don't like heights. I'm not acrophobic. I just don't like them. Like, bleh, vomit. Sorry. Pisces moon reaction. They went down to find the scattered bones, but he was sitting there in a lotus position, tremendously happy. He opened his eyes and said, you are right. Trust saves. You know, there might very well be a revenge here in this overall relationship that is from the outside. Oh, hence the Emperor, divine masculine energy. That there are some repercussions of revenge that perhaps the two of you might be dealing with. Again, if I put this in the romantic scenario, it's immediately about sneaking around. But you know what I gotta say? There are cards in here of deception that are just not here on the table. But with that thing of trust, that if the revenge is really in the overarching relationship for this month, for this period of time on the path, then it really is a question of maybe there really is some jealousy about the two of you in some way, and that there is a fear of revenge. Like maybe somebody else got cut out, or you're choosing each other over other people, or maybe there's just power struggles here, that somebody who were pulling the strings on you, my Pisces, can no longer do so because of this relationship. I mean, then that really takes it into family dynamic. That really could be like in any way, shape, or form, even in like a corporate structure. But that to trust. Now, thankfully, I mean, these now make sense. At least that has a little bit more of a resolved within my tummy tum-tum. Remember, I'm a Pisces man. I'm like, revenge my ass. No, look, of course I have twin flame relationships. This isn't necessarily about the man I love. It's not, actually. Who knows, right? I'll catch it in edits, right? I asked them, like, don't fucking show me my part of it. But I could feel that in my belly. That was strong. So that's why we have, what do I love the most? The most. I don't have favorites, but we've got the Whispers of Love. I love these cards. Really, go check the link down there. These are wonderful. So let's get this one for each line. And I mean this from the depth of my soul. My collective pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, please, a whisper of love, a piece of your collective angelic, godly, and masterful grace for the well-being of all for this Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. in this twin flame relationship for September 2019. The heart of the matter, there is more going on than meets the eye. Recognize what this is all about. Got to get to the heart of the matter, and I'm not even going to sing the Don Henley song on this like I did, I think, in the last reading or the one before. They all run together. That there is huge opportunity for you to get to the heart of the matter of your addictions, for you to really get that guardian angel to help make your dreams come true by that Hecate. Yeah, I'll do that at the end. I'll sum it all up, but that makes a lot of sense. So you're getting to the heart of the matter of this. What's underneath it all? There's something going on here. Now, that can very much be the heart of the matter, can be that glimpse into the divine plan of it all, which is just wonderful, Pisces, and we have intuitive access to that sometimes. Usually, it depends on whether you're mystic or addict, right? Tricky shit during tricky times. Bear with. Let's keep going. My pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, please. A whisper of love for the twin, this athlete twin in this Pisces collective sun and rising Venus sign twin flame relationship for September 2019. New love. Now that's interesting. New love. Okay, so that definitely gives us a new take on this, hence the adventure, hence the thing of their fear of being chased, hence the Empress. Okay, this makes a lot more sense now. New love. So that's okay. So this is a new one. So maybe that's the thing. This revenge thing. I know it's like the sore spot here. It's but it's the problem card of the problem deck in that suit. So it's saying pay attention to this. You might not know that this is going on, that there's this vibe of revenge about the relationship. May not be between the two of you because you've got to get to the heart of the matter. The twin here has new love. Embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. So even there, that's saying that's widening a bit. But that even if this is a reuniting, right, like a renewed love, because new love can be that, time passes, people change, people evolve, and sometimes you meet up again with someone from the past and they're a completely different person. Why? Because the soul is more integrated, or you could say the soul has integrated more of the ego, more of the body, more embodied, more fifth dimensional awareness in a third dimensional body for a little while longer, from what I understand. We're still in that stretch of dimensional awareness there. But the third dimension is dissolving quickly. The unity consciousness is pretty much dissolving the illusion of separation. And an illusion isn't real, but it really fucking appears real, right? Just like in a dream. So they're up for this. They're totally up for this new love. It's like, I never tell people what to do. That's not my work. My work is getting people data, information. I am a Pisces moon, but Virgo sun, Leo rising. I'm here to give you the data, the stats, the symbolic powers of all of this, like a energy reading, like a Geiger counter. Let's get this last one down, last part of the reading, please. My collective pantheon of angels, gods, and masters, please, a whisper of love, a piece of your collective angelic, godly, and masterful grace for overall this Pisces collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for September 2019. Please, a piece of your guidance and grace. I gotta make you wait. Love endures. Love endures. This card has not come up. Maybe it came up in when I first started using them. Love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. Look, there are people who probably fucking hate that the two of you are allied. So there, we'll put it in a political sense first, particularly because of that prince, that perhaps this is a political twin flame relationship that you're in. I just don't get the feeling that the revenge is towards each other. This really your line, their line. So let me go all the way across this, starting from the top, but know that ending that with love endures, to call upon the grace of endurance. Go read my book, Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. It's on my website, DrawingTheCircle.com. That is the crone grace. Oh, and here we are, and we've got Scorpio, Hecate, the crone. Yeah, so the crone, think about the crone, how she has endured so much, and look at your soul. Look at how much both of you have endured already. that you have the strength to call upon. Sure, you may be tired, but if you guys can heal yourselves individually, there's an alchemical process here. So let's start at the top of your line. So we've got the addict here, really dealing with what has power over your spirit, along with the guardian angel in dreams. As we said, that can be about downloading higher vibrational love, wisdom, power in the dream state. Try and be aware of that, because Pisceans are very connected to the dream world. But also about your dream coming true, that this is part of your contract, part of what the soul, the higher self, contracted to do within and through the personality. But then we have that Scorpio card, Hecate, with the puppet, the marionette, that strings are being pulled perhaps from within. What has that addict archetype, what has the power in the external world to summon your spirit out of you, right? What has power to command your spirit when you are not in command of it yourself? Could be codependence, could be any sort of thing, but this relationship is absolutely about you dealing with that. Or if you are pulling someone else's strings, then look at your addiction to control, because who ain't got that, right? We all want to control, but it's ultimately through divine surrender to the divine. All right, you want me to play the game? I'll play the game. Do it for me, do it through me, I'll do my best, right? Take the mystical approach. That's what works for me, mystic or addict. But then again, this card of the masters, these two so brilliantly, a responsiveness to self-acceptance, that through accepting yourself, you open up more and more and more, you relax more and more. It's like, it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't mean, saying that it's okay that I have an addictive pattern doesn't mean it's okay to let that pattern run wild. It's giving yourself the love and acceptance that that wound that is underneath the addiction, that pain, that suffering, that is that addiction. That's what it's asking for. It's asking to be loved and embraced, and for whatever emotions are in there to be allowed, right? Accepted. It's okay to feel this way, but we're not acting on it, even if those are feelings of revenge, let's just say. Because that's kind of the heart of the matter here that you're looking at, that there's something here that you can really free yourself from, transform within yourself, that alchemy from lead to gold of whatever this manipulative puppet thing is going on in your energy field and your contract. Then we look at the twin here, the athlete, right? Really ready for this. I feel so clear, like that dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit, with that power card in the golden rule, that really, if they're in the golden side working towards that they get it, right? They get what do unto others as I would have them do unto me. That let me do that, let me channel my power in an athletic way that is honorable, that is in accordance to the golden rule. What your release returns to you, however you want to play that out, whatever culture it comes from. Ultimately, all truth is one truth, just different aspects and perspectives. But then we've got the card of the Empress here for this athlete. So while it really felt very divine masculine, here we have this shift that maybe the athlete here is dealing with their feminine energy, but there's something there about that they don't want to confront. What? Perhaps emotionally, right? Now, not that the divine feminine is all emotion. Here, the Empress is really that Venus card, but that has the Taurus as well as the Libra in there, that maybe there's something that they're running from about their own bodies, about their own physicality, or about their own wealth, manifestation. Are they stable? But it is there for them. The goddess is offering such an opportunity for healing here with the divine love, the sacred heart of the divine feminine, grounded, brought into action in a powerful way, because they're up for the adventure. Come, yet again, come. I mean, that totally makes sense, because there is a new love either within them, or they're feeling new love with you, or you just met and this is what's going on. Again, not all of those can be true within the collective. I'm looking at thousands and thousands of people here feeling. I'm not really looking at them. That would scare the crap out of me. That's why I'm glad my clairvoyance comes as needed. Don't need to see that. Get out of my house. And then this final line, the relationship itself. There is this romantic potential here. There is this potential of power. The prince, that in its light, so charming, right? So wonderful. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe there is this royal heir, right? H-E-I-R, because the prince is the H-E-I-R, the heir to the throne. Oh, Oh, in a tribal dynamic, yeah, perhaps one of you is threatening that by coming into the tribe and maybe hooking up, influencing, working with, marrying, engaging, dating, friends with this prince, working with it, all these sort of things. But then that makes sense then with this emperor and death. Oh, the king is dead, long live the king, which would be the prince. Hence that revenge here, but to trust. Oh, because now look, that's very literal. I really want you to think of this, if you can, in symbolic terms. Like people say, oh my God, literally. And when they mean metaphorically, that drives me up a fucking wall. No, this is not literal death, right? Even the card says it's like, even in the dream life, death is about a transformation, the death card. And really, only with that revenge card next to it, is there any other thing in here that feels that it doesn't feel like that's the nature of the threat in terms of physical, literal death, as much as it means that there is something transforming in the divine masculine, in the relationship overall. And that's an initiation of trust to the angel card there. And that even if revenge is present somehow, some way in this, I think the variations are too many for me to even tune into, let alone go through, but to trust the path, trust. Not necessarily trust the person who's enacting revenge, but trust that your level of trust will really, in this relationship for both of you, if you can both trust, that love endures, that you'll get through this, that even if you have to deal with other people's insane behavior, toxic behavior, that they may very well be in the same pain that y'all are. So heal it within yourselves individually. Cool. Well, Pisces, what an adventure. What a story here going for September 2019, but truly twin flame. Really, I'm going to just say it again. I'm not just trying to push a video here, but the clarification, the video clarifying twin flame soulmates and true lovers. Go check it out, or go to Matt Kahn's website, Facebook channel, and he does one on twin flames and soulmates. That's the one that gave me, I don't know if it's the final piece, but that piece of clarity. So I never liked the word soulmate. No, I did in the original, but then when it became like spiritual codependence. No thanks, gonna pass. Other half, go fuck yourself. I am WHOLEN to myself, as are all of us Pisces. So look, I wish you the very best and the very blessed. Considering I'm a Pisces moon, I'm going to have a look at this for myself as I do the edits. So may the Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in twin flame relationships for September 2019 be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to call their power back, to transform, to cut strings of manipulation, to be responsive in the acceptance of themselves, to get to the heart of the matter, for the well-being of all that I am now. And so it is. Thank you so much. I love you all. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Help me get my numbers up. Help me reach more people here, because this is part of my divine mission as a professional witch and intuitive, and I'm enjoying it so very much. So good luck to you all, and certainly my fishy brothers and sisters. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.